Okay, viewers, Dr. J.W. Morrison, Count Straight channel. Continuing on with the Becoming a Male in a Feminized Culture series. Hard one, isn't it? Episode 10. Standards of the difference between boys and men. Men without standards does what feels right in the moment. A man's standards does what is right when the moment feels wrong. A man without standards does what feels right in the moment. A man with standards does what is right when the moment feels wrong. Two big contradictory things, isn't it? Boys are governed by appetite, emotion, convenience, and external approval. Men they're governed by standards. And without standards, life becomes reactive, inconsistent, and self-destructive. We see this everywhere now. Standards create identity, stability, when feelings fluctuate. Teaching point number 1. A man without standards becomes a prisoner of impulse. And when standards are absent, decisions become emotional. He eats what he wants, says what he wants, sleeps with who he wants, spends what he wants, and justifies everything through feelings. This feels like freedom in the short term, but it slowly creates internal weaknesses because appetite becomes the leadership. Impulse replaces discipline, lust overrides discernment, spending replaces stewardship, emotional reactions replace measured decisions, and short-term pleasure creates long-term instability. Teaching point number 2. Standards protect a man when emotions become unstable. Strong men do not rely on motivation because motivation fluctuates. Standards act as pre-made decisions during weak moments. They create order when stress, loneliness, temptation, fatigue, rejection, or anger attempt to pull a man off course. Standards helps maintain routines under pressure. It helps keep boundaries during temptation. It protects health, finances, and relationships, and prevents emotional sabotage. It also builds predictability in integrity. Teaching point number 3. Standards build legacy through repetition. A man's future is often built through repeated, ordinary decisions. Standards determine whether those repeated actions create collapse or legacy. Families trust men with standards. Businesses trust men with standards. Communities trust men with standards. And consistency becomes reputation. Small repeated disciplines compound. Children observe behavioral patterns. Relationships become safer. Leadership, credibility increases. And legacy becomes intentional rather than accidental. Now here's a practical example, viewers. A man says he wants financial freedom but continually impulse buys unnecessary items because he works hard. He says he wants loyalty in relationships but privately entertains inappropriate conversations. He says he wants health but constantly abandons discipline. His words say one thing, his standards reveal another. He creates a written, non-negotiable list for money, relationships, health, and speech, and begins living by it daily. So let's reflect. What area of your life is currently governed by impulse rather than standards? And here's some why nots. Do you think I deserve this? Do you think I'll become disciplined later? Do you think one compromise won't matter? Well, here's why. Here's why you should live by standards. Avoidance of discomfort. This is why you go down the emotional road, because it's an avoidance of discomfort. This is what standards cause when you're trying to develop addiction to immediate gratification. Standards prevent that. Lack of long-term identity vision. You're lacking standards. So let's take immediate action. Write down 5 personal non-negotiable standards today or tonight and place them somewhere visible where you can see them. Begin living by them tomorrow morning, without negotiation, even if it's one at a time, and then build on that. Here's a proverb before we finish. Better is the man who governs his own appetites than the man who conquers crowds while being ruled by himself. For impulse builds a quick fire, but discipline builds a lasting house. Here's the final consequential statement. Your future is already being shaped by your repeated standards, or your repeated excuses. If you continue negotiating with weakness, weakness will eventually define who you are, your name, your person. If you establish standards now, your future can still be rebuilt with strength. Boys wait for feelings. Men build principles and live by those standards. I'm Dr. J.W. Ayoub. Thanks for coming in. Like, share, subscribe, give me some encouragement, comment even. We're trying to help men, boys, grow into men in a feminized culture. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'll see you in episode 11. Thanks for coming in, and bye for now.